Well, thank you for joining us for date night tonight. And
Yeah.
I'm Calvin Rise, and this is my beautiful wife, Annette Rise. And tonight we have special guests on tonight, Mr. Peter and Daisy. Is it New Gwen?
Hi.
When?
Gwen, okay.
When?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Peter and Daisy Gwen. Welcome to date night tonight. This is actually our first one,
This
right?
is our first one.
And you all are the first guests.
This
Yeah.
this is our first time on the internet too, so this is awesome.
And I just want to say, after meeting you, Peter, I was like, he feels like a long lost cousin.
Oh yeah, it's like riding a bicycle.
Amen, amen, amen. You all seem like y'all are a very happy couple. Y'all seem like y'all work together real well, and so I'm just glad to know you all. But tonight, I want to ask you all tonight, um, if I may, how did you all first meet?
That's a great question. We met through our family. We were introduced from family. So
Mhm.
I was moving down to Houston at the time. I was moving from Michigan to Houston, and Daisy was in Atlanta, right?
Atlanta.
Atlanta, and yeah, just our
Oh,
my
trying to make it.
stepmom at the time showed me a picture of Daisy and said, "Would you like to meet somebody that I know?" And I fell in love the first time I saw a picture.
Yes.
I had
First
to meet
sight.
her.
Calvin did the same thing.
I did the
Yeah, the
same
first
thing.
time we see in the picture.
Wow, wow. So who made the first move?
It's just a funny story. I had bought her a one-way plane ticket to come see me in Houston at the time,
One
and
way.
I never bought her another plane ticket back. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that time I don't know how to buy the ticket in the online.
So I bought her a
Look,
one-way
Calvin,
ticket to come see me, and yeah, never bought her another plane ticket back. So
So you actually was stuck. You couldn't go back, right?
yeah, that was kind of strategic by me. I had to make it real hard for her to leave me. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. And so I know you all have two children. So how long have y'all been married? And tell us the name of your children. And
Right now, over 9 years in the marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Travis is our first child. Travis is in second grade now, and Tiffany is in kindergarten. Yeah, so we have two children, one son, one daughter. Perfect ratio for us, 1 to 1.
Amen. Amen. So when y'all met each other, what was you all first impression of each other? Daisy, what really impressed you about Peter when you first met him?
Yeah, the first time I see his picture, I see the nice guy, and handsome for me. And the first time I see him the outside in the airport.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he ride in the big truck for come for big pickup.
Big truck.
Yeah, the big truck, the red truck. It's very big.
So that impressed you. I'll be trying to tell him he need to get a big truck. Peter, maybe you can talk him into it.
Yeah, you can do a lot with a big truck. Impress a woman. Move things, carry things. I've always been about utility, right? And maybe that's what she was attracted to. Just getting things done and stuff. But what really attracted me to her was, just traditional ways, right? I was really looking for, someone that was traditional and really soft spoken and beautiful and so those were great things. I remember she really took care of me too. Right when she got in the car, she helped me put on my seatbelt. That was one of the first things she did. So yeah, real thoughtful of me and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of that was a really good first impression when I first met her.
So how long did it take you to say, okay, I want to make her my wife?
We met and married within a few months, 3 months.
Yeah.
Like I said, I never
4 months.
Yeah, I never, like I said, I never bought her a plane ticket back. So maybe love at first sight. I think I really didn't have any hesitation.
So
when we
it
first
sounds
met.
like you're saying it doesn't take men long to know when that person is the one.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Avatar thing. Kind of when you first just meet and you kind of, and but yeah, it was obviously a great referral from friends and family, right? And so I knew she came from a really great background, a great family, and once we had that, obviously the physical attraction really helps out too. But yeah, not long at all. I think I knew right away.
So,
Me personally, yeah.
So Peter, would you say that it's okay for someone to set you up on a date?
Absolutely. I think especially, if your friends and family kind of, vet them and validate them. And
I
I think,
agree.
I think that's the best way to do it. You ask a friend and family who would be a good fit for me or for them. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably the best way to meet somebody, through friends and family as a referral and get set up on a date. It's hard out there trying
It's
to
hard.
It
date,
is. It's
date
very
and
hard.
randomly meet, and because it's just like an interview. You never know what you're gonna get. Meeting someone right away or reading someone's profile. So yeah, I think friends and family are a great way to meet.
Well,
Yeah,
it took
because
me. Go ahead.
because I
Go ahead.
think Peter mom's dad, she know me for a long time.
Mhm.
The when I am the little girl.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. And then she talk with me a lot too. She know like the guy, the style I look like that.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you had this idea guy in your mind that you were looking for, right?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, same with me. I'm
And his dad know what she look to.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that helps out.
And then when the first time I hear his voice in the phone, oh my god, I like. right now I still love his voice too.
Come on,
I love
Peter.
Come
pillow
on,
talk
Peter.
voice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate. Because there's so many people, they don't want to be, you know, hooked up or introduced to someone. They just let me find them on my own. But like you said, sometimes that's the best way because they have already vetted that person, and it
Yeah.
seems like I just wish more people would be open to that. Of course, he was like you, Peter. When he first saw me, he said he just knew.
Yeah.
Because we met
When
at
you know,
church.
you know.
Yeah. I think like that.
We made a church, so and it took me 10 years to find somebody, and it took her 19 years to find somebody. So
Yeah.
we were just waiting on, for the right person to come in our life because we knew we didn't want to be making mistakes. We knew we didn't want to be the wrong person. So
Yeah.
we just waited, to make sure that we would make a bad choice,
Yeah.
But we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook right now. So like, tag, and share, and let your friends know that, hey, this is Calvin Rise and Annette Rise, and we just want to talk about dating and people that are married, how it is to be married, and those of you that are looking to be married. We just want to just have our viewpoint. So tell me this here. What do each of you do that keeps each other laughing?
Keep each other laughing. You just got to do some goofy things once in a while, I guess. Go out and have some fun. Crack some jokes. Play with the kids. Make sure the kids are laughing and playing and stuff too. But when movies, we love to. I love to share with her. American culture. So I always rewatch old movies that I loved when I was growing up, and I think that's really what got us hooked together. In the beginning, it was my movie selection, right? Made sure I threw in some romantic comedies in there, some spicy stuff in there too, and things like that. But yeah, I think the movies, we just watched Ninja Turtles with the family the other day, and
I love
um,
it.
I love it.
just sharing those things, just making sure that we have a connection, that we can kind of have some nostalgia over, right? So yeah, keeping it
we
fun.
play the game.
Oh yeah, plenty of board games.
Yeah.
Like video games together and things like that. We were playing chess earlier today. So yeah, just proactively, you know, you got to plan time for fun, right?
Yeah, you're right.
You do.
Sometimes I take a vacation just because, I want to hang out with my family. Not to go anywhere, but just to make sure I have some time to, watch a couple movies with them and things like that. And yeah, you have to plan that stuff. But playing movies, board games, just a good old
Just small thing, but
yeah,
make
small
me
things.
happy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all something about Calvin that y'all might find kind of surprising. So, what he would do sometimes, we sitting around the house, he would turn on YouTube and we will watch different people's proposals. Like, how they uh, surprised their fiance and they didn't know they were about to be proposed to. Well, he is. He loves stuff like that. If we sit and we watch it, they may be 10 years, they may be 5 years old, but we watching it like we know these people. But that's another way to kind of keep the love there because you're watching other people enter into what you've already been in, for a couple of years. But I just thought I'd share that even with the people that are watching that Calvin is actually a romantic.
Yeah, rom-com, reality TV. Reality TV is great. I think we were watching Naked and Afraid, I think, when we first met each other. And that was always funny to see, couples on TV and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So if y'all relationship was named a movie, what would be the title of it?
I think 90 Day Fiance. We lived it. Yeah, no, that's our story. I think they stole that idea from us, and
That is
but
so hilarious.
yeah, 90 Day Fiance sums it all up, but the real version of it, and I sponsored Daisy, once I knew that she was the one for me.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. A few years later, I was able to sponsor her mother and got her to live with us too, and that's a great help too for us to as a family unit. So
Yeah. my mom help us a lot.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiance, the real version.
So what would you say is ours?
I would say the cat caught the mice.
It's silly.
You know, I like. Hey, Tiffany. I love to be silly because I think laughter is good for not only for the soul, but laughter is good for your relationship because it keeps the relationship not being boring.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and people and you got to make people laugh. You
Yeah,
know,
we do a lot of laughing here.
Yeah. I
Even when
can.
I get upset, he'll get in my face and he say, you're not pretty when you when you mad. You look better when you're smiling. And I'll be like, I want to be mad. Just leave me alone.
so Peter and Daisy, we know that communication is very important when it comes to a marriage, or even just a relationship. So how did you all learn how to communicate to each other more better?
I had to learn Vietnamese.
I've learned English.
Yeah, yeah.
So Peter, can you actually speak it now, are you?
You know, I grew up and it was just deep in my brain as a child, and I'm glad my parents spoke Vietnamese, you know, when we were young, but I had lost it for, you know, obviously my teen years and everything wasn't cool and stuff like that, but I would pick it up again and then I would have to defend myself when we got in an argument, so I had to learn how to defend myself. But yeah, I think going through that, you know, a lot of it was body language, obviously, you know, tone, because you know you know for a long, it's still now there's a language barrier, right?
Yeah, we still learn.
Yeah, so
After 9 years,
yeah,
still
after
learn.
9 years, I'm still learning how to speak better Vietnamese, you know, better husband Vietnamese, right? And you know, you know, obviously, you know, helping Daisy speak better English and stuff like that too. But you know, she's picking up great. She's out
Well,
there.
she speaks it pretty well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And so you know, I think having to learn how to speak to each other, you know, probably helped us grow together. It was hard. Trust me, it was hard.
Yeah, not easy.
Not easy at all.
Wow.
But yeah, you know, learning each other's literally language. We had to learn each other's language.
Wow. That's awesome because I can see how it could bond you all together, having to, learn each other's language. Wow. So, what would you say is your love language? You know, they talk about the five love languages and their touch.
Touch. It ain't smell.
Smell has some. Yeah, smell has a lot to do with it. Touch, smell.
Uh, touch. Love,
Give.
gifts.
Mhm.
Affirmations.
Affirmation. Yeah.
Kindness. Say
Kind.
kind word.
Well, I don't know them all part, but you know, um, does she like to receive gifts over, praise or affirmation?
You know, I think our love. I think what I've learned is just when to shut up. So that's the love language. You
That'll
know,
take care of
when
it.
I have to, when I'm pressing and I need to speak my mind and it's just not the right time to talk. I think we've done better when I stop talking.
You still learn, right?
Yeah, I'm still learning. Yeah, I'm still learning how to do that, when to shut it off. But I think that's for me. I think that's when I've realized things are going better when I know to just be quiet.
Well, Peter, I met a man years ago, and he'd been married about like 62 years. And I asked him, I said, "Sir, how do you keep your wife happy? What is the secret? I know you could tell me something." He said, "I just say yes, ma'am, and go ahead on."
Yeah.
I said, "That's how you keep your wife happy." He said, "Yes, that's how I keep my wife happy." Peter and Daisy, I want to ask y'all this question: before you all got married,
Before.
when you all were by yourself single, what was the misconception that was told you about marriage before you decided to get married?
Um, I didn't have a lot of friends that were married. To be honest with you, I was probably one of my first friends to get married. I think a lot of people in my age range, are afraid of marriage, right? So I think a lot of my friends stayed in long term relationships and just never got married. Some of them are still living together, have houses together. Some of them have children together, and they're still not married.
Yeah,
And
They're just afraid of marriage. Wow.
yeah, they're just afraid of me. I don't know what it is, but I was always going my own way. So I just felt that a life partner would help. But yeah, I think a lot of people in my age range are just afraid of making the wrong choice. Maybe
yeah,
it might be costly to get into something and then have it not work out. Um, so yeah, this is and I could see that. I could see if you make a mistake that it could set you back or something like that. But I've always been kind of bold, kind of an all in type of a person. So once I knew, I knew. So
That's awesome.
yeah. Because I came up in a household where I was raised with a mother and father that was married. And so by me seeing that image, I always say, "Hey, this is what I want to be. I want to be married." I just could not see myself by myself because I mean, God never intended for people to be alone. I mean, we're not islands on this earth by ourselves. So
Right.
we are intended intentionally to connect with people, whether it be through jobs, whether it be through ministry, whether it be through marriage, whether it just be through friends. We have to have connection with people. Uh, I mean, and so that's how we spread the love of being connected with people. But um,
Like for me, you know, uh, I grew up, my dad was in my life, but my parents, they divorced when I was really younger. But I knew I always wanted to be married. You know how you have the little high school memory book,
hmm
you write all these things down, and I always put married. You know,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think our upbringing too, just even being multi-generational in the household, um, that was something I always wanted to. I would see kind of, I would say, the American lifestyle of doing it alone, or even if couples were married, their parents were in assisted living facilities, and I never grew up like that. I was always living with my grandparents and things like that, and so I think that was just real natural for us, and that made it easy when my mother-in-law came over, and
mm,
she lives with us, and trust me, it makes our lives way easier, and
yes,
amen.
financially, spiritually, right, and
Yeah.
keeps me in check too, and everything like that. We all need checks and balances, and what
yeah,
who better not than your family.
that's
So
awesome. That's awesome.
So Peter and Daisy, a lot the way people work now, they are so busy in their life because of the jobs they have. They keep them working all the time. So in you all's busy season, how do you all keep romance going in being so busy?
Well, I think, going back to that, you got to count on each other's family, right? And I think multi-generational families in the same household um, totally reduces the workload. Okay. If I had to spend money on an assisted living facility, cook on my own, do laundry on my own, things like that, I would not have the free time that I do have.
Yeah.
So I think if we all kind of just pool our resources together and live in more family units, um, I think that helps out everybody. I can't cook as well as Daisy, and definitely not as well as my mother-in-law. Um, and then I do the things that maybe that they're not as good at. So I think you got to be a family. I don't know how people do it on their own out there.
Right, right,
There's
right.
not enough time in the day.
I had my parents. My dad helped me a lot, as well as my mom, but I don't know how people do it without the grandparents.
Hmm.
They didn't
Yeah.
live with me, but they were, I could look out my back door and I could see my dad's front door. So that's
Yeah.
how close I was.
Mhm.
Or, the area where I worked, I would go have lunch with my mom, so I would, just around my family. So I do get it. You need a village. It really
Yeah.
does take a village. So
So Peter and Daisy, how do you all handle conflict to the point to where you don't damage you all's connection?
Em hiểu nó sao hồi mình kêu xong thương nhau.
When I angry, I just quiet
mhm.
and I will talk maybe 1 or 2 days later. And when I quiet, I just try for remember the good thing Peter do for me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
That's
sweet.
good.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. That's good.
You need to repeat.
Like in nine years together, but he take care me, my family, my brother. Yeah,
Amen.
okay, yes. And I just go work for more over 2 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, yeah, just go work. Before that, I need to home for take care the kid. But right now, like I have my mom, she help me. But before that, don't have her. I need to home. Better take care all thing, whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that is so
Yeah,
good.
and yes, sometimes he do something wrong. Me too. Sometimes I do wrong too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when I angry, I just quiet and I try for remember whole thing he do for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
See that,
I'm gonna remember that.
that's a good way. That's a
Yeah,
good
me
way to respond.
too.
That's a great way to respond because most people they get angry, they ready to fight, they ready to go get a gun, they ready to beat up somebody, and they don't know how to calm themselves down
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and still see that hey, this the person that you married that you supposed to be loving.
Right.
They're not perfect. They're gonna make mistakes just like you. So you know
yeah.
you have to see people that way. You know.
Yeah,
So,
because sometimes when you say something that you don't mean, you can't take it back.
That's
It's like
true.
it's like once someone told me an analogy. Once the toothpaste out of the tube, you can't put it back.
That's true.
I never heard it like that.
I never heard it like that one, but that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's
That's
good.
good.
And so what do you do when I upset you?
Why? I mean, because I'm not a. But before I married her, I told her I am not an argumentative person. I would defreeze the situation before I sit up and argue with you. And so I find out that if you want if you want to make a woman be quiet, don't argue with her. because she'll come to the point and say, "Hey, I'm up here talking by myself," and then she don't want to keep talking by herself. So it just you be quiet, everything will start fusing down. So I just learned not to be arguing. I'm not an argumentative person.
He's not.
I'm not gonna put my hands on you. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm just gonna get quiet, and eventually the situation gonna calm down.
Yeah, important. We need to learn how to quiet.
Yeah, be quiet. I mean, because quietness is a weapon to confusion. It'll make everything settle down. But if you come to arguing with the person, all you doing is putting more heat on the fire. And now the problem that was small now then turned to a big old large wildfire.
Yeah. That's looking back, that's what I did. I turned some spark into some inferno. And 10 minute just of just being quiet, turned into 10 days of bickering at each other. So yeah, it's definitely, and I'm still trying to learn that. I'm still trying to learn when to just stop. Right.
Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like Burger King. They gonna have their way.
See, Kelvin's got jokes.
Hey,
Got jokes.
it's like this at our home nonstop. You know. So, do you all have the same taste in movies, or because I know you like sports? So, is she into what sometimes what you're into, or where's the
To be honest with you, back to that time thing, we do share some things, but I don't force her. I used to try to, force her to come to, football games and things like that. But that's just kind of my me time, or I'll spend that time with Travis now. So I just try not to force it anymore. I can kind of tell if she's interested or not. I think our common interest is, we always got some side hustle, so I think every season we'll try to, find some, way to make a little bit extra money around the house. So that's what we've been focused on together, at least anyways. Right. I remember in California, we would buy and sell Legos, we were, flipping Legos. We did Pokemon and sports cards. This year we bought a laser machine and made Christmas ornaments for people. And so I think that's what we have most in common is just our kind of entrepreneurial spirit. And that kind of helps. That kind of helps our, financial situation. Plus it gives us something to kind of bond over. I think that's the most thing we have in common is our hustle.
Yeah. So tell me this one day, because Calvin come home, he talks about you a lot. So he said every time your wife cuts your hair,
yeah.
$30. So what's with the $30 in a jug? I mean, what is it for? I mean,
yeah, we went to Disney or something like that, I think one year, but out in California during the pandemic, she started cutting my hair. Because one, a haircut was like $60 out there.
Wow.
But after the pandemic, she just never stopped cutting my hair. And when I did get a haircut from outside, I would have to go have her fix it. But yeah, we would, try to do as much as possible, in the house. We do our own gardening, we do our own landscaping, all the fixer-upper stuff in the house. I think couples need to go through trying to save money together, even if it's not as good as a professional. I think the process of doing stuff like that makes you grow together too. We have not hired one contractor to fix anything at our house, and trust me, people are like, "You're gonna do that yourself?" And YouTube will teach you how to do everything. But and we had doubts. We were doubting each other what color to stain the floor, how to do this and that. But at the end of the day, it's our product now, right? So yeah, I think saving money together, does the family good, right? Don't let that money go out. Keep the money in house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe the thing we make together, we more love that thing, and then we can do everything for we can keep that.
Right.
Yeah, like the house, the everything.
The hair,
Yeah.
I was like, I told Calvin, I was like, that is the most unique way to save money because he would have had to go spend it anyway. And so,
And important, I don't want any lady talk with him too much. When, when he go outside for cut the hair, the lady talk
that
too
is,
much.
You smart. You smart. But you said you don't want no lady talking to him too much.
Yeah, talk and talk. No.
I don't blame you.
That's funny. That's funny. There.
Oh, that's
You got jokes.
you got jokes. You got jokes.
But you're right. That's wisdom. That's wisdom. That's wisdom. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So let me ask you all this. What does covering you all spouse look like in your home?
We in the beginning we made a plan, right? We have certain roles in the house and we have certain roles in our lives, right? So there's certain things I'll give you one example. I have never changed a diaper in my life. And now that my kids are grown,
you do 5 times for 2 kids. You do 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times. She can count on her one hand how many times I've changed a diaper.
5 times.
But there are certain things that I won't let her do, right? Those are my responsibilities. Sometimes those are, so we share the responsibilities. That's how we cover each other. Because there's certain things that she does great, there's certain things I do great, and we just kind of let the pro in the house do that thing.
Yeah.
And you almost have to have like a plan going into it and agree to certain things.
Yeah.
But that's how we cover each other. I think it's a mutual shared responsibility. As long as everything gets done, and things get done well, I think just let them keep doing it. That's how we cover each other.
Yeah, like first 7 years with Travis, my son, like I take care of him like everything at home. But right now, Peter teach the kid everything. Yeah, for go school, play outside, for talk with the billboard. He do that, and I right now I can go work full time.
Oh, awesome.
That is so good.
Now, Calvin, he cleans the kitchen, but sometimes he'll say something. I say, no, that's your place. You clean.
Yeah. That's your role. Yeah. You can take a vacation day once in a while, but when that time, then come back to work after, your time's up, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I do the cooking and he does the kitchen cleaning. So it works. It works. Because I'm not gonna clean the kitchen.
So Tiffany, you having fun tonight?
Yes.
she loves being on YouTube, right, Tiffany?
It's a little bar.
So Tiffany, do you know do you know that you're live on Facebook right now?
No.
You're the star, Tiffany. You're the star of the show.
Well, they're at the Pokey show.
And so what would you tell singles that are, they're waiting on a spouse? What would you tell them, concerning waiting and what kind of to expect concerning marriage, because some have been married and most have not, but they're waiting on that one person to show up. And what is the one thing that you could share with them concerning, waiting and finding that person?
Well, I think you have to reflect inside first, and you have to have what you're looking for. I think she knew what she wanted before she met me, and I knew what I wanted before I met her. And if they check 3 out of 5 boxes, you got to go for it. Because no one's going to be perfect. You got to leave room for something to work on, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe make a list of what you're looking for, okay? And make it a list of 5. And if they check 3 out of 5 boxes, that's actually the perfect recipe. Because if you don't have anything to work towards, I mean, if you find the perfect person, you're only setting yourself up for failure later, because when they make a mistake or when you
Right.
get into a fight, you're like, oh, I thought you were the perfect person. And I think if you both know that, hey, they got most of the list checked, and I think there's something there when you work together towards something, right?
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to be perfect. If you're looking for that perfect person and that perfect time of the timing could be off too, right? So,
That's true.
so I said, I think 3 out of 5. Make a list. They check the 3 out of 5 boxes. They've been vetted by friends and family. You got to go for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
So I think I heard you all say y'all been married 9 years. Is that right?
About there, yes.
So what advice would you all give to newlyweds that just got married?
First of all, it's super fun, right? Going about it alone is, like you said, so boring. Um, and time flies. Maybe make a plan, a 5-year plan at a time.
Right now we do like that.
Yeah.
5 years.
So we plan about 5 years at a time. We make our financial decisions, we make the decisions about our careers, and then you have a 5-year plan. And then if it works or it doesn't work, at the end of the at year 4, you're gonna make the next 5-year plan. Don't
That's
plan too far ahead, but you got to plan something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's you take it a chunk at a time, and then you just kind of take an inventory at the end of the 5 years, and win, lose, or draw, you make another 5-year plan, and then that will keep you going for at least another half a decade. But I think that's the way we did it, and it's working out really good so far. We're in our second phase of our marriage,
Amen.
and the way things are going, we're going to have another, great additional 5 years, and we'll just keep planning 5 years at a time.
5 years at a time. I like that. So when you all got ready to move to Arkansas, was it a hard decision, or was it like, okay, we don't? Did you already have anyone here you knew, or y'all just came and it was just you and her?
It was an easy decision at the time, because it was kind of the end of our 5-year plan, right? Out in California. We were out in California for 5 years, and the financial situation out there, and the values of California just wasn't matching with family values. It was great for an up and coming professional like myself. I've always wanted to be out in California, as growing up in Detroit, Michigan. I've always wanted to. My idols were Tupac, and I just wanted to live the thug life, And so, I got to go live my thug life out there, and the kids got to go to the Disneylands and all that stuff. But we really were looking for the next phase of our life, somewhere more affordable, an area that had really good family values, and just to slow things down. So what I did was I just went to the Excel spreadsheet on cost of living and just hit
Wow.
sort the other way. And I didn't want to live in Mississippi, and Little Rock was really a great place. Everybody's been so welcoming here in Arkansas. You get so much more value out here in Arkansas. So I really, we made the decision to move to Arkansas in like one visit. We visited. She was able to find a job right away. Actually, she made me work at the nail salon too for a summer.
For he can understand my job.
Yeah.
That's good.
I understand his job because I learned with him like 7-8 years already, but he don't know how I work in the nail salon.
You need to understand.
2 months.
Yeah. It was a fun summer, but that was a part of our plan, to be able to afford a house. And the first 5 years was really about me trying to climb the corporate ladder. So she supported me that first 5 years, and now it's my turn to support her and her, being her career, and now I get to be stay-at-home daddy. And
you have the food.
I still have a full-time job, yeah, but I get to spend a lot more time with the family and stuff. But no, Arkansas was it was a part of the plan. That maybe not Arkansas, but somewhere where we could raise a family was a part of the plan.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what boundaries have y'all set in y'all marriage that have helped y'all marriage thrive?
Boundaries. I have a lot of vices. I'll probably just open up here a little bit. Out in California, there was just so much temptation to like gamble and things like that. I was at the poker table all the time. So one of the first things we did when we moved to Arkansas was I banned myself from all the casinos. I went into the casino and told them to not let me in there, and you can do that. So that was like a huge boundary for our relationship. Just yeah, just making sure that I don't do the things that are harmful to the relationship and financials. So so I think that gave her peace of mind, right? That helped her, make sure that that I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and not out there gambling. So that was one boundary. But yeah, it's I'm here to support her now in her career. So for me, it was important for me to find her somewhere where she could grow and learn at her workplace, right? Not just be an employee, right? But really making sure that she was working at a place where they let her, be her own boss and grow. So
that's awesome.
That's good. And and I like the way how y'all compliment each other. You're not just concerned about your career, but you're concerned about hers as well. Because she has a voice too, just like you have a voice, and so that's very important. But I'm gonna ask you all this here: if a person wanted to have a date night, I'm talking about a couple wanted to have a date night, what would be the ideal thing for them to do this month?
they're gonna do this month.
I said if a couple wanted to have a date night tonight, I mean just have a date night, what would be the ideal thing for them to do this month?
It's Christmas time. Go out there, do some shopping together, do some people watching, maybe. I think this month. What are we doing this month? Eat. You got to eat good food together.
Food.
Yeah.
This one have Avatar movie.
Oh, the Avatar movie's coming out.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
We like to go
Yeah, we like to
movie.
go to the movies and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a lot of good movies coming out right now. So make sure you go out and you got to act young again, right? If you know you
That's
got to go
good.
out and tell the kids that stay we're gonna be out a little late.
And clean up the yard. I think it's good thing too.
Oh yeah, do some yard work together, right, before it gets too cold. Winterize your sprinkler system together. Like I said, we don't hire no one for anything, okay? So, if you have some yard work or some housework to do together, make that a date night. Make that a date weekend or whatever, date project, I guess.
Yeah.
We work for Sherwin-Williams, so go out and get yourself a gallon of paint and paint a bedroom together.
It is good idea too.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. You can always paint something together. That's always a good couples thing.
So do you want to know mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so here in Conway, we live in Conway. They have a downtown Christmas rides. They have the horse and carriage.
Oh,
Really? Mm.
So y'all have to drive to Conway
yeah.
Yeah.
and they have a Ferris wheel and
There you go.
with the spots where kids can take pictures, and then they
Yeah.
have a guy in the alleyway taking family Christmas pictures on the spot. All of that.
You said pictures. I think that is so lost now. People take pictures on their phone and stuff like that. No, like go out and take a good picture. Get dressed up. Go somewhere with a great background. Get some nostalgia. Print that picture out. Frame it. Put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's important. These times, these holidays, you got to capture those memories. You got to print that thing out, just like how we used to do back in the day. Put it in a picture frame so that you can remember it, because we're so busy, right? We talked about how busy we are and everything. So when we do have time to spend together, you got to get at least one good picture for the year. Frame that thing so then you can relive it like over and over again.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So this is gonna be our last question tonight. Who apologized first when they make a mistake?
I'm apologizing every day. I don't think she's apologized once. I don't think she needs to. But I'm always I don't know what I did wrong. I just keep apologizing for stuff. I'm sorry. What else am I gonna do? I'm sorry about this and that. So I try to apologize about everything all the time.
So you always feel convicted that you did something wrong?
Oh, I'm always doing something wrong. Yeah, I know. I'm always doing something wrong. So,
Well, you say just wake up and say, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. You happy? I'm sorry.
So you roll out the bed early in the morning and just start saying, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is
That's
hilarious.
so funny. Listen. We want to thank y'all for coming on tonight. I mean, it's really been a pleasure. And it's really been a pleasure to meet you, Miss Daisy. You have an awesome husband.
Yeah, he's so awesome.
Yeah, I know.
I have an awesome.
I mean, the Lord, and you have two beautiful children.
Yeah.
I kind of consider them my niece and my nephew.
Yeah, and same to y'all. Thanks for letting us on this show. This is our first internet experience. I know this is gonna blow up. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Y'all are doing something great. I know that y'all have filled a void in my life. We were talking about baptizing the kids the other day and everything like that too. I really do think that there's going to be a resurgence to faith. So keep it up. I know you're impacting a lot of lives. So yeah, all ages, young, middle age, older. I think all of us need a little bit more faith in our lives.
Yeah.
So thank you for all that you're doing.
Hey, well,
I
thank you
appreciate
all
that.
for coming on tonight, and bless you all, and Tiffany and Travis. Good night to you all.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.